fine, yeah. Go back to Australia then, that's fine. Go play with some kangaroos. It doesn't matter.
Haskins is out of here too.
And Austin, you are going to be defending that Defiant Wrestling Heavyweight Championship next week, right here in Manchester, against the leader of the Curb Crawlers, Martin Kirby.
That's huge. That's huge.
Oh, and just so you're all aware, no matter who wins this matchup, the first defense of this championship is already set against the debuting Walter.
Oh, hang on, Banks has got the leg. Banks has got the leg. Oh, God. Oh, God, from the top. A variation on the Kiwi Crusher. And Banks, Travis Banks is the internet champion. Oh, come on. Oh.
The moment Stu announced that this internet championship was going to be defended against Walter, I knew I needed to have that internet championship. I knew I needed to wrestle Walter because I know that you know I need to beat Walter.
Who is there in women's wrestling who can stop Millie McKenzie right now? What's this? Oh, McKenzie. Hang on. Oh, God. Who's that? Wait. That's Sammii Jayne. Sammii Jayne, one of the top Scottish women's wrestlers.
We are going to have ourselves a Magnificent 7 matchup at our next pay-per-view in 3 weeks' time, lights out. But we're going to do things a little differently this time, because in order to get into the Magnificent 7 matchup, we are going to have ourselves a series of 6 qualifiers over the next 3 weeks. The winners of those 6 qualifiers will make their way into the Magnificent 7 matchup. Now, you might have noticed I said 6, that's because the 7th contestant in that matchup will be a wild card brought in from my extensive wrestling contacts around the world. And breathe.
Straight to the face, the bones break. Taking it all, taking as much as you can take. Can't resistance, gotta watch them fall. Fight back, need a kick in the ass. Wait a second too long, now you're missing the chance. You leave it all behind again. Raise your fist up high, let the beating begin. Fight back, need a kick in the ass. Wait a second too long. Missing the chance, you leave it all behind again. Raise your fist up high, let the beating begin.
A huge main event tonight in Manchester, as by order of our general manager, Stu Bennett, the Defiant Championship on the line. Austin Aries gonna defend against the leader of the Curb Crawlers, Martin Kirby. Dave Bradshaw here at ringside with James R. Kennedy. And James, we could have a new Defiant champion before we go off the air.
We certainly could, but that's not all. The drama in the Magnificent 7 chase continues. And Dave, I think it's an absolute travesty that the prestigious one, Joe Hendry and El Ligero, have to earn their way into this match. What is Stu Bennett thinking? I don't know. That's not all though. Primate and Zach Gibson go one-on-one.
Well, of course you think it's a travesty. Why wouldn't you? We're going to name a women's #1 contender as well. All that coming up. Right now, let's take it to our ring announcer, Sweep Stevie Aaron.
Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson!
Zach Gibson with a controversial victory over Rampage just a week and a half ago at Chain Reaction with help from one of the trainees from his training school. Gibson looking to follow that up here by qualifying for the Magnificent Seven.
Could be a big, big week for Liverpool's number one. Or a very bad one.
A win or lose, I promise you, it's going to be a painful week for Zach Gibson, because the man he's about to face knows no fear.
His opponent, weighing this evening at 220 pounds, this is the Primate!
Primate, one half of the Defiant Tag Team Champions. We crowned new Defiant Tag Team #1 contenders last week in Aussie Open. Right now though, Primate with something else on his mind, and that is the Defiant World Championship as he tries to qualify at the expense of Liverpool's #1.
I don't think that Primate has ever owned something like a briefcase in his entire life. Can you imagine this beast walking around with that Magnificent 7 case?
Could happen. Primate just one win away from being in that Magnificent 7 match at Lights Out, coming up on March 19th.
Turn it off.
Oh.
Turn it off.
Who gave him the mic?
Well, I was hoping we were going to hear from Liverpool's #1.
Were you? No one else was, by the sounds of it.
Don't get me started on Manchester.
No, I am Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson. Soon to be recognised as Defiant's #1. Soon to be recognised as the UK's #1. And soon to be recognised as the world's #1. Chain reaction. I beat the big bad Rampage Brown. A man who all the Defiant punters have been calling Defiant's true #1. A man who later that night was the sole survivor. Team Defiant, the very reason why this company still stands, the very reason why this show is still going ahead, because Rampage Brown, the beast, the monster, is Defiant's #1. Nah, people are saying that Rampage should be next in line for the Defiant heavyweight title, and they are blagging, lying through their teeth. Do not forget for one single second that I beat Rampage Brown clean as a whistle. 1, 2, 3 in the center of this very, very ring.
Clean as a whistle, please.
They said that Rampage was unbeatable. They said that Rampage was a monster. Nah, Rampage is just another wrestler, just another wannabe who wishes every time he blows out his birthday candles on his birthday, wishes every time he throws a penny into the well, or he plucks an eyelash and sends it into the wind, he wishes that he was Liverpool's #1. And now tonight, I have to qualify against another man who claims to be a beast, another man who claims to be a monster, and another man who is a wannabe, another man who is nothing more than another generic wrestler with a bald head and a beard. This match ends one way when I drop.
Whoa! Oh, ring that bell.
Referee calls for the bell. Gibson taken by surprise. Another spear. Oh my God, Primate, the cover. Primate, the cover. Oh my God, that's brilliant. Oh my God. That's got to be a record.
Color me shocked. Primate. Even Stevie Aaron lost his microphone.
The winner of the match and qualifying for the Magnificent Seven, the Primates!
Oh my goodness. That's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Thanks for coming, Zach Gibson. Primate just qualified for the Magnificent Seven.
Fantastic. See you there. Nailed.
Well, that is absolutely huge news. We now know who the wild card is going to be in the Magnificent Seven match at Lights Out. None other than the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
I'm disgusted. You're telling me that Chris Daniels gets a free pass and Joe Hendry has to qualify?
Well, he might be moments away from qualifying in this tag team match.
The following contest, it is a tag team bout set for one fall. It has a 20-minute time limit, and this is another Magnificent Seven qualifier. Coming to the ring at this time, tall combined weight, 398 pounds. This is the prestigious Mexican sensation El Ligero, and the prestigious one, Joe Hendry.
Well, Joe Hendry and El Ligero, the Prestige, felt that they should be automatically entered into this Magnificent Seven match. Hendry thinking because he's a former champion, El Ligero because he's a former Magnificent Seven briefcase holder.
No. I'm going to have to interrupt you, Dave Bradshaw. I'm not going to let you besmirch the name of the prestigious one, the pride of the Commonwealth. And El Ligero, as always, having some fun at your expense, Bradshaw. But again, Joe Hendry, he shouldn't have to even qualify. It shouldn't be in question. This man, this immortal being, this prestigious one. Oh.
Well, now hang on. You can keep singing his praises as much as you like. But here come two men who know Ligero and Hendry very well. They are former members of the Prestige, but right now they're hoping to qualify for the Magnificent Seven match at the expense of the Prestige.
Full combined weight, 448 pounds. This is the team of the Iron Man, Joe Coffey and BT Gunn.
Well, General Manager Stu Bennett making this match as something of a punishment, if you like, for Hendry and El Ligero. They have pestered Stu Bennett to be in the Magnificent Seven match, and Bennett just got sick of it. As a punishment, he put them in here against those two men who, as I say, know them so very, very well, Joe Coffey and BT Gunn. We are going to determine two different positions here in the Magnificent Seven match. We already know three men who will be in it. We know it's Rampage, we know it's Primate, and now, of course, we know the wild card is Christopher Daniels. We will soon know entrants number 4 and number 5.
Well, I still think it's a damn travesty. The prestigious one has to even earn his way into anything. Hasn't this man earned enough? He's going to the Commonwealth Games, for crying out loud. Now, Joe Hendry isn't asking for handouts, don't get me wrong, but come on.
That's exactly what he's asking
No,
for.
he's not.
Of course he is.
He's a former Defiant champion. This man has done everything that Stu Bennett could have asked for. He's a brand ambassador. This man is the talk of the town. He's the darling of the chat shows. He's everything, Dave Bradshaw.
Well, one thing that he's being called here in Manchester is not a word you've been using. Listen to this.
Certainly not that. Shut your stinking mouths, Manchester.
Let us know what you think about that breaking news. Christopher Daniels going to return to Defiant Wrestling to be the wild card in the Magnificent 7 match on March 19th. Who do you think is going to win this tag team match as well and join him in that Magnificent 7 match? Join the conversation online using the hashtag #WeAreDefiant.
Now, last week, our general manager, Stu Bennett, had the opportunity to do the right thing in my eyes. El Ligero's already held the Magnificent 7 briefcase in the past. Joe Hendry's already been a Defiant World Champion. And on top of that, they were in the...
We could have another quick win here. We saw one from Primate a minute ago, and it was nearly another.
Oh, thank God.
For Gunn.
Oh, no.
Big slap across the face from BT Gunn to his former prestige stablemate in Hendry. Kick right up the backside.
Oh, no.
From BT Gunn. Here comes El Ligero, and Gunn giving him the exact same treatment.
Whoa.
El Ligero to the outside. Joins Hendry out there at ringside. BT Gunn looking maybe to launch on top of them. He does so, takes out part of the front row as well.
And now throws Hendry in to a man you don't want to be mano-a-mano with, Big Joe Coffey.
Joe Coffey, as you say, doesn't want to, or Hendry rather, doesn't want any part of Coffey, so Hendry escapes, tags in Ligero. It's going to be Ligero in there against the Iron King. Coffey, oh well, there's a cross-body attempt from Ligero, and back to the drawing board for the Mexican sensation.
Well, at one point, this quartet, along with Travis Banks, they were united as the Prestige. What went wrong? What happened, Dave Bradshaw? How did it come to this? Now, hopefully, Gunn and Coffey see sense, and they just lay down and let Ligero and Hendry get into the Magnificent 7 contender. I can't even talk, Bradshaw. I'm rattled out here.
Of course you're rattled, because as I say, your two men didn't get the free pass you wanted them to get.
It's not a free pass. Oh! Oh! Keezy's up, Keezy's down. Magic circles all around.
What? Covered by Gunn.
You heard me.
Kick out. Is that what he calls that?
Well, I hope so. Keezy's up, Keezy's down. Magic circles all around.
I'm guessing that's Scottish. BT Gunn with a right hand to Ligero. Go for the cover. Ligero, the only one of the 4 in this match who is not from Scotland. Ligero back into the corner.
He's the pride of Mexico, don't forget.
Is he the pride of Mexico? If I asked a sample of Mexican citizens, would they say El Ligero is their favourite export? I doubt it.
How many Mexicans do you know, really? Whoa!
God.
Was that a tooth?
I don't know, something just flew towards us here at the announce table. I'm not sure if it was some chewing gum or maybe a tooth. Big kick from El Ligero. Coffey, as Ligero begs off. I'm not sure Coffey saw the tag to Hendry.
Oh, he's not seeing much of anything after that beautiful DDT.
Hendry could win it here and kicked out by Coffey on 2. Hendry, though, growing in confidence.
He's always confident.
He's looking for that Hendry lock.
Well, that would be it. No doubt, the Hendry lock.
Hendry into the corner, accidentally into his own partner.
Whoop.
We saw some miscues between El Ligero and
That's okay.
the then friend of the Prestige, David Starr, at Chain Reaction a week and a half ago.
Why have you always got to be so negative and bring negativity into things?
I think it's a positive thing.
Oh, no way. Well, look at this.
What is this?
Joe Hendry giving Ligero the stamp of approval.
Hendry, always very pleased with himself, but
Are we
even
going
more
to
so.
see giant swing? Come on. Now, Ligero's been working out.
The laws of physics suggest that this is not likely.
Who cares about science?
Maybe El Ligero should, because he's embarrassing himself here, frankly, in front of hundreds of people in Manchester. Kick away from Joe Coffey. Ligero hands awkwardly on that left shoulder. Here comes BT Gunn off the tag from Coffey. Hendry taken off the apron. A big super kick into the horned face of El Ligero. BT Gunn knocks Ligero to send him and Coffey into the magnificent 7. Ligero kicks out at 2.5.
What has happened to Gunn and Coffey? Why are they pandering to these puppets?
Well, you know exactly what happened in terms of the breakup of the Prestige. We don't need to repeat that history here, but let's just say it was Joe Hendry's fault, to say the least. Insecurity around the back of the head of the so-called prestigious ones.
Behave yourself, man.
Coffey leaps onto the ring apron. Going to take out Ligero. BT Gunn and Joe Coffey clearly on the up and up here against the Prestige. BT Gunn literally on the up and up. He's on the top turnbuckle. Well, Hendry grabs the leg.
As he always does, the prestigious one saves the day yet again.
Oh, beautiful. Why have we got a headset for him?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, the pride of the Commonwealth.
I'm not sure El Ligero is particularly delighted that you've abandoned your tag team match here to
Don't you question the
join the
prestigious one's
commentary
team.
table. Well, maybe listen to me, he's gone. Goodness for that.
To you.
Ligero waiting for Hendry to roll BT Gunn back in, and now he does so.
And we have the... Oh, wait a minute. Ligero almost has it won.
Almost being the operative word as BT Gunn kicks out again.
See, Ligero's good enough to win this match all by himself. That's how prestigious we are as a tag team.
The most prestigious tag team in pro wrestling today.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would think as someone who knows Gunn and Coffey very well, Mr. Hendry, you might want to pay them a little bit more respect here. There's 2 spots in the Magnificent 7 match up for grabs.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Prestigious one. This man's amazing. Multitasking like this. Commentary and wrestling.
Cheating, yeah, you're right. Multitasking, eh?
Joe Hendry, is there nothing this man can't do? Honestly.
Can't play by the rules. With a vertical suplex from
Picture
Ligero.
perfect suplex. Prestigious suplex.
Prestigious plex. There we
I
go.
like it. Prestige plex.
That's a t-shirt coming to a store near you very soon,
We
folks.
need to get you on the team.
Oh, absolutely. Hey.
We need to pop by the office.
Oh, yes. Please, I'll bring biscuits. How about that?
Oh, I don't think any shops are going to buy those t-shirts other than on a sale and return basis. Let's put it that way.
Look at this, Hendry. Holding BT Gunn for El Ligero. Come on.
Ligero nearly accidentally
Oh, no.
hit his own partner, but in the meantime, Coffey's been tagged in. Ligero gets shoved into him by his own partner. Raised up into an uppercut from Coffey. Coffey, avalanche in the corner.
Here comes Hendry. Oh, there goes Hendry.
Hendry ends up piling into his own partner. There's an inverted atomic drop on the prestigious one. Ligero. Coffey was trying for the backdrop. Ligero ducked it now.
Oh,
Coffey,
no.
though. Coffey maybe going to look for that giant swing.
Are we going to go Keezy's up, Keezy's down again? Maybe not. Giant swing time.
Round and round. There's a Mexican sensation. Coffey now going to try and force a submission with that Boston Crab, and Hendry will break it up.
The prestigious forearm comes to the prestigious rescue.
Prestigious. It's just a forearm.
Prestigious.
Prestigious forearm. Embarrassing.
Look at this cheat gun.
Why is he cheating?
He's not. He shouldn't be in. Why is he in the ring?
Why are 2 of your guys in the ring?
Because Gunn's beating them up.
BT Gunn has both members of the Prestige down on their knees here. Kicks to the faces of both of them.
Oh no.
Gunn will leap off the middle rope. Takes out Ligero. Hendry got out of the way.
Yes.
Hendry going to look for that freak of nature and nails it on Gunn. Gunn rolls out of the ring. Here comes Coffey.
Oh.
Wow. Strength from Hendry. Coffey landed on his feet. Hendry couldn't get the freak of nature on Coffey. Hendry dispatched to the outside.
Oh, not again. No.
And now Coffey left in there on his own with El Ligero.
No, we've seen this before from Coffey.
The deadlift. Going to try and convert that into a German suplex. Ligero hanging on to the referee, Joel Allen, for dear life. Low blow by Ligero. Ref didn't see it.
What a punt from Ligero.
El Ligero.
Joe Hendry tagging himself in.
Yeah, Ligero did a Mexican wave. Hendry has tagged himself in, you're right. And Hendry,
There we go.
the Hendry lock. Hendry lock on Coffey, middle of the ring. Coffey with nowhere to go here. He's miles from the ropes. Coffey going to try and power his way out. Hendry rolls through, twists down, twists round and round. Even harder on Coffey, and Coffey
There we
taps.
go.
Coffey taps. The Prestige are going to the Magnificent Seven.
Here are your winners, both men qualifying
Oh,
for
thank
the
you.
Magnificent Seven, the team of El Ligero, and the prestigious one, Joe Hendry.
Hendry and Ligero, despite the best efforts of Joe, Coffey and BT, I'm not going to high-five you.
Why not?
Why would I?
Because the prestigious one and El Ligero are in the Magnificent Seven, baby.
As I said, despite the best efforts of Gunn and Coffey, you are unfortunately correct. Both members of the Prestige, El Ligero and the prestigious one, Joe Hendry, take spots 4 and 5 in the Magnificent Seven.
Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn, backstage at Defiant Wrestling, looking for Defiant Women's Champion Millie McKenzie. In fact, here she comes. Millie, number one contenders match tonight, Kaylee Ray versus Sammii Jayne. Will you be watching?
Oh, don't worry. I'll be keeping an eye out.
And of course, the people want to know who you... Millie McKenzie.
Defiant Wrestling continues here, and it is time to crown a new number one contender for the Defiant Women's Championship.
Boy, this woman made an impression, didn't she?
Looking to make even more of one tonight.
The following is a singles bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit and will decide the number one contender to the Defiant Wrestling Women's Championship. Introducing first from Perthshire, Scotland, this is Sammii Jayne.
Sammii Jayne did indeed make a big impact last week, attacking the new women's champion Millie McKenzie, just after McKenzie had put away Lana Austin. Sammii Jayne clearly announcing that she wants to be the next person to take on Millie McKenzie, but of course there's another player in this drama that needs to be have their wants and needs considered, and that's Kaylee Ray, the former champion, who believes she is entitled to a rematch.
Well, Kaylee Ray's been knocked off the perch, as it were, and she's going to scratch, claw and fight her way, desperately try to get back to the top of this mountain. For now, Millie McKenzie sits on the throne, but I'm telling you, Sammii Jayne left quite the impression on McKenzie. This situation's heating up, Bradshaw.
Also hailing from Scotland, this is Kaylee Ray!
Kaylee Ray was the Defiant Women's Champion until just 12 days ago, when she lost as part of that double main event at Chain Reaction against Millie McKenzie. Kaylee Ray looking to get straight back to winning ways here. If she can defeat this newcomer, Sammii Jayne, then Kaylee Ray will get the rematch that she craves at Lights Out.
Well, to the winner go the spoils. Huge opportunity for Kaylee Ray to regain the championship that she lost at Chain Reaction. However, yet again, Sammii Jayne, I'm telling you, Kaylee Ray knows a thing or two about Sammii Jayne. Both these women compete regularly on the circuit north of the border in Scotland. Sammii Jayne She's making an impact up there. She's brought her skills to Defiant Wrestling.
Yeah, you're quite right. Sammii Jayne has indeed built quite a fearsome reputation for herself up in Scotland. Kaylee Ray, as we know, is also, her reputation precedes her in Scotland. They know each other very well. Another chance for them to compete. A first-time match for Defiant here, though.
Sammii Jayne telling the referee that she'll start this match when she's good and ready. I like that about Jayne. Some call it arrogance, I call it composure.
Certainly not lacking in confidence, isn't Sammii Jayne?
Now you're catching on.
I'm sure Millie McKenzie is going to be watching this one with interest as she finds out who will be the first opponent against whom she has to defend that newly won Women's Championship.
Oh, look at this. You said the big C word, confidence from Sammii Jayne. We're seeing it early on in this contendership match.
Kaylee Ray grabs a side headlock. Got a takedown now. You see how she hooks that left arm of Sammii Jayne between her legs to try and stop her from getting any momentum in the end, though. Jayne used that arm to temporarily force a pin attempt.
Well, this is the start of a healing process for Kaylee Ray. It takes a pro wrestler a certain amount of time to recover from losing a championship. That's like a huge dent in someone's confidence.
Kaylee Ray trying to headstand her way out of this head scissors. In the end, she's going to bridge out. Great wherewithal, great knowledge from Kaylee Ray to know so many different counters, so many different ways out of these different mat wrestling predicaments.
Now look at this, that's smart wrestling from both these women. The headlock from Sammii Jayne, and look at the grimace.
They're looking very well matched so far. These two, as Sammii said to the ropes, puts the brakes on. Kaylee Ray made a mistake there, and Sammii takes advantage with the
good old-fashioned stomp.
Yeah, stomp right in the lower back. Now trying to roll her up for a pin. Kaylee Ray will counter.
Well, the shoulder's not down, now it is.
There's a good referee in there to wait till both shoulders were down, and comes the counter after counter. Both of these women trying to score early pinfalls. Now it's Sammii Jayne again. Now Kaylee Ray, who's got the shoulders of her opponent down.
Oh, look at the power.
Great strength from Sammii Jayne. Now into the backside. It's Kaylee whose shoulders are down. They've still got the backside applied. Both women up to their feet, using each other's body weight to get up there. Is a gory bomb attempt from Kaylee Ray, countered by Sammii Jayne into a pin, countered again from Kaylee Ray into a pin. And my goodness.
Well, what a sequence that was. Sammii Jayne pointing at Kaylee Ray. You know, you might not believe this, Bradshaw. There is great respect between both these women.
Doesn't look like it, the way that Sammii Jayne is screaming in the face here of Kaylee Ray.
What is it with me and the commentator's curse?
You're just wrong all the time.
Oh, come on, that can't be true.
Curse. Sammii with a boot into the midsection of Kaylee. Kaylee into the corner. Sammii will follow her boot up by Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray. That drop kick, make no mistake about it, regaining the Defiant Women's title is absolutely the #1 priority in the life of Kaylee Ray right now.
Well, I honestly don't believe for 1 second that Kaylee Ray thought she'd be coming out here tonight without her title. Millie McKenzie shocked the world by becoming the youngest ever Defiant Wrestling Women's Champion. Kaylee Ray had to be shocked too.
Kaylee! Chop across the chest.
Even I felt that one.
Sammii Jayne is writhing in pain here in the corner, trying to get away, but with nowhere to run. And Millie again just methodically delivering this beating here for Sammii Jayne.
Crowd want one more, Sammii Jayne doesn't.
Big chop echoing around the BEC arena.
It's times like this I realise why I never became a professional wrestler. Much prefer sitting next to you, if you can believe that.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Kaylee Ray into the corner. There's a lifting DDT, a tornado into the cover. Right leg hooked by Kaylee Ray, and it's good for 2.5, but it's not good for 3, not yet.
Sammii Jayne doesn't want to lose this match. She's made a big impression on her debut here in Defiant Wrestling. She wants to go one step further and become the #1 contender.
Leaping enziguri around the back of the head of Kaylee Ray as a reversal of the Irish whip by the former champion, and takes out the legs of Sammii Jayne. Oh, swings her around, forearm into the face.
I said it at Chain Reaction, Dave. That's just an example of the deceptive power Kaylee Ray possesses.
Now Kaylee going to drag Sammii Jayne out. Sammii fights back by ramming her into that crowd barrier.
Oh! Two boots right to the skull.
Must have hurt Sammii Jayne a little bit, landing hard on the ring apron there, but certainly not showing it as Sammii rolls Kaylee Ray back in, and this newcomer, Sammii Jayne, is in control here against the former champion. In fact, she might be about to win it. Gets two, and Kaylee Ray gets out.
Jayne looking to speculate, to accumulate, hurting herself to maybe try and win this match. And what's it, Sammii Jayne signalling to the audience here? She can't worry about the fans, though. She must focus on Kaylee Ray. Oh, don't make this mistake, Sammii.
She's certainly getting a little bit distracted by this Kaylee Ray crowd, but there's a textbook snap suplex. The shins right down across the chest of Kaylee Ray. Again with the cover, again with the kick out.
Jayne believes that was a count of 3. She might have a point, Bradshaw. The margins are fine on that cover. 2 7/8.
It's like a clear 2 count to me, but you're right, she is getting closer. Dropping blow between the shoulder blades from Sammii Jayne. The debut in ring for Sammii Jayne here in Defiant, and she's certainly giving a good account of herself against Kaylee Ray. Kaylee on the middle rope. Sammii pushes her. Kaylee in a precarious spot here. Oh, wow. Look at that, sliding underneath, pushing the body of Kaylee Ray backwards, and Kaylee's head bouncing off the canvas as she re-entered the ring.
You know what that reminded me of, Bradshaw? Dare I say it? Almost a German suplex. We know who the mistress of the German is here in Defiant.
The cover and 2 count again. Oh, Kaylee countering. Kaylee Ray, the counter into the submission from nowhere. That's how dangerous Kaylee Ray is, and Sammii Jayne may have no option but to tap here.
Jayne's in nowhere's fell in the middle of that ring.
Sammii Jayne is trying to wriggle her legs towards that bottom rope. If she can touch the bottom rope, she can force the break. She's getting closer, but how long can she last before she has to tap? And by the tips of her toes, she gets to the bottom rope.
You're not
causes
kidding.
the break.
This is one toe that made contact with the bottom rope. Doesn't matter though, as soon as you make contact with that strand, the referee is left with no option but to break the hold.
Kaylee, roll through snapmare, kicks Sammii Jayne in the face, goes for the cover. Another 2 count.
Now Kaylee Ray coming close.
Kaylee now rolling Sammii Jayne back onto her back. And we go up to the middle turnbuckle. Kaylee Ray maybe looking to end it here. Sammii Jayne rolls in, no one there. Sammii on the middle turnbuckle, missile dropkick.
She caught all of that.
The cover by Sammii, and 2 in the right shoulder. As Kaylee Ray goes up. Both of these women have been within a half second on a couple of occasions of putting their opponent away.
You remember several weeks ago how frustrated Kaylee Ray was. She couldn't put McKenzie away. Sammii Jayne now experiencing that with Kaylee Ray.
Sammii Jayne a little bit frustrated here. She thought she was going to just march into Defiant Wrestling with that sneak attack on Millie McKenzie last week and just demand a championship match, but general manager Stu Bennett, quite rightly in my view, insisting that she go through Kaylee Ray before she's just granted a title shot.
Kaylee Ray, she wanted a 3 count earlier on, not appreciating the 5 count from the referee this time.
Fireman's carried by Sammii Jayne as Kaylee pushed her into the rope, but Sammii got her heels around the head of Kaylee Ray. Sammii eventually kicked to the outside.
Kaylee Ray has something in mind here, something that might make her the #1 contender for the championship. She lost.
Kaylee was going to maybe follow Sammii Jayne to the outside. In the end, it's a kick around the side of the head. But Kaylee Ray takes Kaylee in no man's land here, and oh my goodness, Sammii Jayne head first right into Kaylee Ray. That could be a turning point.
It certainly could. Sammii grabbing Kaylee by the hair, throws her Scottish counter to the ring, but turnaround's fair play.
I said earlier, you can sometimes see that offense, or rather not see that offense coming from Kaylee Ray. It comes from nowhere. That's what happened with that submission a couple of minutes ago, and now launching herself from the ring to the outside.
Speed is certainly a prime asset in the arsenal of Kaylee Ray.
Sammii Jayne.
These women struggling to get to their feet.
They're on opposite sides of the ring here. Referee has got a count on up to 5. Kaylee is back in now. Sammii is back in as well.
Both Ray and Jayne struggling to get the wherewithal. Oh, what a forearm that was from Ray.
One back in reply from Sammii Jayne. They are both back to a vertical base here. Who's going to stay on that base for the longest rather, as Kaylee Ray takes a boot right to the midsection, reverses the whip into the corner. Sammii Jayne takes a forearm right in the face. Oh, second one.
Jayne can't take much more of this abuse.
Kaylee Ray, drop kick. Didn't get all of it, but got enough. Took Sammii Jayne down.
Front suplex from Ray.
Dropped her right on her face. The cover, will this do it? No, Sammii out again.
Sammii refusing to quit here, refusing to give in. She doesn't. This is her first match here in Defiant Wrestling. Sammii Jayne does not want to lose it. That's for damn sure.
What a tall order in your first match to go against someone with the ability of Kaylee Ray. Could be a losing effort though, because Kaylee was going for the gory bomb instead. Oh, full Nelson suplex. And now onto the shoulders. Drops Kaylee, the cover. Sammii Jayne could win it, and again Kaylee out.
Kaylee powered out of that. I'm surprised that Kaylee Ray has that kind of energy so late in this match. She powered out of that.
Say late in the match, the way this is going, we could be here for some time. Back and forth between Kaylee Ray and Sammii Jayne.
No complaints from me. Two of Scotland's finest, proving they belong in the hunt for the Defiant Women's Championship.
Now, hang on though. Kaylee from nowhere, the gory bomb. Cover from Kaylee, and once again, Sammii Jayne gets out.
Well, I tell you, Sammii Jayne is turning heads here in Manchester. I think Kaylee Ray thought she had the match won off that gory bomb. I have to admit I did too, but no dice for the ex-champion.
Millie McKenzie, she's watching this, which I assume she will be. She's got to be concerned at just how resilient both of these women are, as Sammii tries to surprise Kaylee Ray. Kaylee, in the end, takes her down to her knees and...
Oh, that was vicious.
Now into the submission again. The submission from Kaylee Ray, trying to force the tap out. Sammii Jayne again is going to have to try and find a way to move her body around and reach the bottom rope.
She's trying, Jayne, trying to power. Oh, pinning predicament.
She's got Kaylee's shoulders down, and that's maybe the only other way out.
That was a smart move from Jayne.
Again, Kaylee Ray looking for the gory bomb.
Going to the well one too many times.
Here comes the power bomb into the turnbuckle. Great strength, great power from Sammii Jayne.
Jayne says it's finished.
Maybe, but not the way she hoped. Super kick from Kaylee Ray. And Kaylee has got the well. That was a suplex, a variation on a German suplex. Shades of the champion, Millie McKenzie.
Yeah, almost a mixture between a German and back suplex there. We've seen both moves in the arsenal of Millie McKenzie.
Now look at this. Look at this. Sammii Jayne has put her hair in the same style as the women's champion. She's mimicking Millie McKenzie here with a German suplex.
No doubt about that. That was a German suplex. What are we seeing here?
Well, I don't think it's a tribute. I'm sure it's intended as disrespect to the champion. Here's another German suplex.
Sammii Jayne clearly seeing how successful Millie McKenzie has been because of those Germans.
Now hang on. Speaking of Millie McKenzie, here she is. She's seen enough.
The champ wants a closer look. Look at the face of McKenzie.
McKenzie clearly feels she's been disrespected by Sammii Jayne. Oh. McKenzie strikes the ref. McKenzie has been enraged here by Sammii Jayne. And there's the original McKenzie German suplex.
Well, enraged now, that's going to earn Millie McKenzie a fine. Striking an official.
Look at the angle here. 3 German suplexes in succession from the Defiant Women's Champion, and the referee has called for the bell.
Wait a minute now. Who's the #1 contender? Oh!
Kaylee Ray with a kick to Millie McKenzie. Well, from Kaylee Ray, some fans are booing here, but from Kaylee Ray's perspective, McKenzie has just caused this #1 contendership match to be thrown out.
McKenzie's ruined Kaylee Ray's opportunity to get back in the title hunt.
And now, Kaylee Ray's going to try and for McKenzie out. McKenzie counters German suplex on Kaylee Ray.
Ray's felt that before. One too many times for her liking.
Millie McKenzie, the Defiant Women's Champion, stands tall over both Kaylee Ray and Sammii Jayne. McKenzie making a statement here after being enraged by that mimicking from Sammii Jayne.
There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think a fallen angel just walked by. I think a fallen angel just walked by.
Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn, backstage with Defiant Tag Team Champions Primate and Jimmy Havoc. Now, of course, you guys have got a tag team title match against Aussie Open next week, but Primate, you've just qualified for the Magnificent 7 match at Lights Out. Do you think maybe you're going to be losing a bit of focus going into this tag team title match? All right, well, maybe you can give us a bit of an insight about what you've got in store for Aussie Open next week in the tag.
He can't talk. He's not going to answer, is he? Idiot. Right. We're going to be just like we always are. A team. And I'm going to have his back. And I'm going to get the pin like I always do in our tag matches. Right? We are ready for Aussie Open. We are ready to look after each other. Doesn't matter what he's done on his own. We're a team. We're always going to be a team. And we are going to be a dominant unit. Okay? So, off you go, Sam. Cheers, mate. Lovely input as always.
So tag team title's going to be on the line next week here on Defiant. But right now, it is main event time and the Defiant Championship potentially about to be won by the leader of the Curb Crawlers. It is very much about time that we got that Defiant Championship away from Austin Aries, and Martin Kirby might be the man to do it.
Well, Martin Kirby, a former Defiant champion in his own right, also a former Defiant GM here in this company. He knows a thing or two about... Oh well, maybe we shouldn't have expected Kirby to high-five us again, Dave. Like he did the chain reaction. Kirby has other things on his mind, namely Austin Aries and that Defiant Championship.
And despite him leaving us hanging there, I still obviously want Kirby to get that championship away from Austin Aries, who has been nothing but a thorn in the side of this company ever since he won the Defiant Championship from Marty Charles at the end of 2017. Will that title reign, that reign of terror, frankly, come to an end at the hands of Martin Kirby tonight?
Big night for this man. Huge. And don't forget, Dave, that Austin Aries left high and dry by his fellow cohorts. In IPW, there was only one man who stayed by his side. No fun done. But hey, Austin Aries has to go into this one alone against Martin Kirby. And look at the wealth of gold this man has. It's almost embarrassing.
Austin Aries weighed down with championship gold. But the championship belt that matters here is the Defiant Championship. That is what is on the line against Martin Kirby. And don't forget as well that there are now 5 men who have qualified for the Magnificent 7 match.
The following contest, it is a singles bout set for 1 fall. It has a 30-minute time limit, and it will decide the Defiant Wrestling Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Thirsk, North Yorkshire, England, weighing in tonight, 180 pounds, Martin Kirby! And now introducing the champion, a champion the world over, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA, winning tonight at 202 pounds. He is the current reigning and defending Defiant Wrestling Champion, the Truth, Austin Aries!
The spotlight shines on the greatest man that ever lived, self-proclaimed.
Well, Austin Aries also calls himself the Truth. The truth is that he's in one hell of a sticky predicament here. Not only does he have to worry about Martin Kirby, but as you brought up, Bradshaw, the field for that Magnificent 7 match, to win that Magnificent 7 briefcase, it's intensifying, ever growing.
Yeah, as I was saying before the ring announcements, there are now 5 men who have qualified for that Magnificent 7 match. That lights out. Winner of that will become the #1 contender. By the time that match happens, who will be the Defiant Champion? Will it be the current champion, Austin Aries, or will it be Martin Kirby? Bell rings, championship on the line. Our main event is underway.
Well, immediately, Austin Aries surveying the scene. He is out here all alone. He's been alone before, and maybe Austin Aries on his own. When you back an animal into the corner, he becomes more dangerous. Will that be the case for Aries?
Referee asked for a clean break there from Kirby, and he got one. This match happening in part because of what happened in that 5-on-5 elimination match for control of Defiant Wrestling at Chain Reaction some 12 days ago, where Martin Kirby, in the course of that match, forced Austin Aries to tap out to Aries' own submission hold, the last chancery.
Hey, and you know that hasn't sat well with Aries. Every night since Chain Reaction, he will have stared at a picture of Martin Kirby and thought about what he'd want to do to this man and the pain he wants to inflict. Tonight is the champion's chance.
Also the challenger's chance as well, an opportunity for Kirby to regain the championship that he held for just a few days during 2017.
And you have to believe that our general manager, Stu Bennett, he would absolutely love to see Kirby beat Aries and become the new champion.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, we all would.
Well, absolutely. Hey, listen, Martin Kirby and friends, they did so much to keep our jobs here in Defiant Wrestling. So you have to say there must be a reward for that in the future of Martin Kirby. It could be the Defiant Championship.
Referee Joe Allen trying to hold Kirby back as Aries is playing for time here. Aries finally, at his own pace, at his own leisure, steps back into the ring.
Aries doesn't do anything under duress that he doesn't want to do.
Aries chop across the chest. You say he doesn't do anything doesn't want to do, rather. He certainly didn't want to tap out to his own submission hold and Chain Reaction, but Martin Kirby didn't give him a choice. Kirby's not giving him a choice here either, delivering an absolute beating to the champion, sends him hard into the corner. Here comes Kirby. Kirby takes a run up and Austin Aries dives out of the way.
Yet again, Austin Aries choosing the path of least resistance, rolling out of the ring, collecting his thoughts.
He can't do that all night. He's going to roll his way out of the ring. Eventually he's going to have to get in there and face Kirby for a prolonged period of time, and when he does, we may have a new Defiant champion.
Well, you say that, but unfortunately for us and Martin Kirby, he can only win that title inside the ring, not outside.
Well, that's our Defiant champion. Look at that, he's running away. Austin Aries running away from Martin Kirby.
He's a hell of a sprinter.
Aries rolls in and he lured Kirby in and into the last chancery. The last chancery, but Kirby's legs are under the ropes. Kirby's legs are under the ropes. Referee calls for the break. Aries is not obliged, but Kirby in the end wriggled free anyway.
Well, look at this now. Austin Aries challenging Martin Kirby to come back into the ring. How ironic, given Aries was happy to leave the scene earlier on.
These two collide again, mid-ring. Kirby tries to send him to the ropes. Aries counters. Kirby takes him down anyway, and
Martin Kirby with a run up. Aries in the corner, moved out of the way. Kirby face first into the turnbuckle. Kirby with a history of concussions.
Yes, took the words right out my mouth, and his head, the very top of it, smashed into that turnbuckle.
Aries, left hands. Kirby is trying to cover up. Champion has mounted the challenger there, and those were closed fists. So referee Joel Allen giving him a 5 count to break it. Aries took nearly all of that 5 count. Big side slam from the champion, hooks both legs, just about gets a 2 count as Kirby trying to hang on in there at the moment as he suffers through this torrent of offense from Aries.
Did you see how stiff that knee was? Right into the spine and again from Aries.
Aries, absolutely no mercy. Not a merciful bone in the body of that champion.
Well, that was almost 5. And yet again, Aries showing a complete disregard not only for Martin Kirby's safety, but also the rules.
Oh God, that's a leaping elbow over the top rope. Takes down Kirby. But here's the thing about what you just said. Granted, he's broken those holds, those illegal holds before the 5 count up to now. But if things get desperate for Austin Aries, I promise you, Austin Aries wouldn't mind losing by disqualification because he'd hold on to the title in those circumstances.
Absolutely, and that's what all the mind games are about, leaving the ring, taking things at his own pace.
Knee again into the head, and once again you've got to be concerned if you know the medical history of Martin Kirby whenever you see him take an impact onto that skull.
Now Aries good and ready, throwing Kirby back into the middle of the ring.
Kirby is prone here in the ring. Aries will leap over the top with a senton and the cover by the champion. Another 2 count.
And that's all it was, thankfully, a 2 count. Martin Kirby, injured though he is, very much still in this match. You have to worry though, the longer this goes on with the abuse that Kirby has taken, that Aries will just he'll pick his spots and pick Kirby apart.
Aries got shot right into the kidney area of Kirby and then an elbow, the hardest part of the elbow into the top of the head of Kirby. Kirby trying to fight back, finally gets to his feet. Forearm to the face of the champion. And Aries with one foul swoop puts a stop to that bit of offense from Kirby.
Aries in complete control now, and yes, again, back to what you were saying, Bradshaw. Aries, he doesn't need to win this match by pinfall or submission. You're right, he would happily take a count-out win.
Referee is continuing his count. As you say, Aries is happy to stand back. Aries is yelling at the referee to up the pace here of that count.
Yeah, not happy with the speed of this 10 count.
Well, he's halfway there, he's at 5-6 now.
Kirby slowly getting back to his feet. It's on the count of 7. Has to hurry it up.
Aries realizes it's not going to happen and decides he's going to take the fight to Kirby.
Oh no, this isn't good. This is not good for Kirby.
Neckbreaker attempt over the ropes, and Kirby knew he was in trouble, found a way out. Kirby gets into the ring under his own steam and his forearms to Aries. Aries versus the Irish whipping into a sleeper hold. Aries going to try and put this match literally to sleep here. And Aries is trying to put a block on the oxygen, the blood flow as well to the brain.
It's working.
Of Kirby, it is working. The challenger crumpling to the canvas. Aries with a cocky smile on his face. He believes that he has got Kirby caught here.
Oh, look at this. Austin Aries, the champion, encouraging his challenger to just give it up. We both know, Martin Kirby will not give up. He'll have to pass out.
That's an option here, though, because Kirby may well be about to pass out, or is he? Because he's fighting back. Kirby finding a second win, able to fight off Aries and reverses into a sleeper hold of his own. Kirby saying to Aries, anything you can do, I can do better.
The tables have turned. The desperation on Austin Aries' face says it all.
Shinbreaker into the suplex, and Aries, spinning elbow. Cover maybe here by Aries, a very casual, very lackadaisical cover, and Kirby got out of that one with relative ease.
Austin Aries needs to hook the leg if he hopes to beat Martin Kirby. You're going to have to do everything you can to keep Kirby down. You can't just drape yourself over his chest. That ain't going to get the job done.
Interesting to see Kirby copy the sleeper hold of Aries. It was when he copied that last chancery at Chain Reaction that he forced Aries to tap out. A turning point, a defining moment in that 5-on-5 elimination match for control of Defiant. Hang on, here's Kirby. Kirby with the handstand and a Hurricane Rana takes Aries off the turnbuckle.
There's an opening for Kirby here. There's a clear opening. He's hurt, but there's a chance that Kirby has forced his way back into this match.
Forearms into the left side of the face of Aries by the challenger, Kirby. A cult favourite here in Defiant Wrestling, as we said, the leader of the curb crawlers, former general manager here as well. Oh, shoulder thrusts in opposite corners. The third one gets it.
Kirby, much more effective using the ring as his office.
Takes it down as a cover by Kirby, and 2 count as Aries gets out. Champion holds on to the title for now, but by about a quarter of a second, if that.
And if you remember, Bradshaw, Martin Kirby only gave up his reign as general manager to become Defiant Champion.
Kirby is signaling for the Sable Bomb here, and Aries rolled out of the way. Aries on the ring apron. Kirby is in the vicinity, but Aries found a way to counter there with a shoulder thrust into the ribs, and oh my.
Oh yeah, again, that's rung the bell of Martin Kirby. A lot of Aries' offense has been focused on the head. That's no mistake.
Yeah, well, Aries has done his homework, no doubt about that. And Aries will go to the ropes. Kirby back in with a single boot to the face. Oh. Aries dispatched to the outside. Kirby gonna take a run up, and Aries caught him. Leaping lariat from the champion.
It's almost like Aries was playing possum there outside the ring, lured Kirby into a false sense of security.
Aries now, maybe looking for that brain buster. Kirby escapes it. Kirby tries to roll back. Aries grabbed onto the ropes to put the brakes on there. Aries backdrops him. Kirby tried to land on the apron, but lost his footing.
Yeah, he slipped.
Yeah, landed hard outside. Here comes Aries. Aries between the middle and bottom rope. My God. To launch yourself at that low angle onto your opponent is quite something. Aries doing it there. He's going to go for that neck breaker again. This time he gets it. It's more the back actually that landed across the middle rope for Kirby.
Yeah, but Aries had a hold of the neck himself. It definitely snapped back. Maniacal grin on the face of the champion.
Damage to the neck and the back. Aries looking to take a run up here like a predator, sizing up his prey, but Kirby fighting back. It's that boot up. This is from Kirby. Oh, Kirby was looking maybe for a neck breaker of his own as a backside from Aries, and Kirby got out. Oh, hang on, here he comes. Last chancery from nowhere. Last chancery. This is the move that Kirby made Aries tap out to. Kirby is in danger of having to tap out here himself.
There's no way out.
He's close to tapping out. He's not close to the ropes. Or yes, he is. I take it back. Kirby found a way to stretch out his foot and reach that bottom rope.
Aries thinks that Kirby tapped. He definitely didn't.
Aries can think he can think what he likes, but absolutely Kirby didn't tap.
My worry is that will only anger the champion. Oh, look at this frustration setting in for Austin Aries. Grabs that Defiant Championship.
Yeah, I said earlier that Aries would rather win this, but he'll get disqualified if it'll help him hold on to the title, and that is maybe the thought that is entering the champion's head now.
Since when has Aries cared about the rules?
Referee trying to tell him you can't bring that championship belt in here and use it as a weapon. Kirby trying to surprise him to win the championship, and he was very, very close to doing it.
Sable Bomb time!
Sable Bomb by Kirby. Oh no, Aries lands on his feet. Aries lands on his feet. Forearms exchanged between champion and challenger. It is on. The fight is on for the Defiant title. Aries takes advantage. Aries chop across the chest.
The speed and intensity just went up a notch.
Aries, oh my! Super kick into the jaw. The champion is rocking and reeling. Kirby,
another one.
Sensing that the title may be within his grasp.
Wait a minute, Dave.
Last chancery! The last chancery! This is how Kirby forced Aries to tap out. A chain reaction. Will lightning strike twice? Aries gonna have to tap to his own move again.
Wait, why is it? Did Aries tap out? The ring bell just sounded.
The bell went.
Do we have a new Defiant champion?
I don't think the referee called for the bell. I didn't see a tap out.
Well, The ring bell definitely started ringing.
I don't know who rang the bell. The bell's not situated next to us here, so I don't know who rang the bell.
Well, I couldn't see from our vantage point whether or not... There's the bell again. Oh, look at this.
Well, now we know.
Oh, I bet you feel pretty smug now, No Fun Done. The only man from IPW who stood alongside Austin Aries when everyone else left his side.
The match is still going. The match is still going, and there's a spinning forearm right into the back of the head of Kirby.
This is just sick.
Where did Dunn get the bell from?
I wish someone would hit him with that ring bell. Oh.
No Fun Done. The only man from Team IPW who has not deserted Austin Aries. Kirby had this one, I think, with the last chancery.
Wait a minute, Kirby's still in the fight.
Aries rolls to the outside after being kicked in the back of the head by Kirby. Kirby takes out both Aries and Dunn.
That's what you get, No Fun Done. Sticking your nose into business that does not concern you.
Oh, Kirby going for the Zoidberg elbow. Kirby, this is how he won the Defiant title the first time.
Could it happen all over again?
Kirby.
Don't waste any time, Kirby.
He's only hit this move once ever, but when he did, it won him championship gold. Will he be 2 for 2? No, the knee's going.
Right into the elbow of Kirby.
Aries thought about the forearm. This time he hits it from the back, again into the head, right into the head of Kirby. Aries will take a run up. The champion feels like momentum is with him now. The drop kick.
Oh no. Oh no. Brainbuster.
Brainbuster. Yes, gets it. Oh no. Aries is the last chancery. He just dropped Kirby on his head. Kirby was dropped on his head. Kirby nowhere near the ropes. Kirby should have had this one with the last chancery, but in the end, Kirby taps out, and Aries is still the champion.
The winner of the match as a result of a submission, and still Defiant Wrestling Champion, the Truth, Austin Aries!
This is ridiculous. Martin Kirby had that one until No Fun Done came out here with the ring bell. Aries was about to tap to the last chancery. In the end, the tables were turned thanks to Dunn, and Aries still holding our championship belt aloft.
Well, Kirby believed he was the new champion. No Fun Done responsible for that. However, unfortunately, the truth for us is that still your Defiant Wrestling Champion, Austin Aries.
Well, the assist goes to No Fun Done, but Austin Aries says he's the greatest man that ever lived. That may be in dispute, but what is not in dispute is that Aries is still the Defiant Champion.
Come in. Millie, please take a seat. I was hoping to speak with you. I'm going to say, Millie, I am disappointed in you. You are our new women's champion. You got involved in the #1 contenders matchup. Now, as a result, it was a no contest. We didn't have a winner, but we didn't have a loser either. So I'm going to have to punish you for getting involved in that matchup. So here's what I'm going to do. At Lights Out, we're going to have you defend the Defiant Wrestling Women's Championship against Kaylee Ray and Sammii Jayne in a triple threat matchup.
Okay.
Straight to the face, the bones break. You're taking it all, taking as much as you can